2, luego ahora, 1, welcome everyone once again. This is the 2019 ISA World Championship It's 7 a.m. We're going to start with the competition at 7:30. 7:30 starting our first day of competition here in beautiful Miyazaki, Japan. So in a few more minutes, we're going to go to the first of the day to approach the beach marshal area and do that technique. Okay, remember 7:30 to start. To all the food surfers out there, you still have time to catch some waves. So have fun. But in a few more minutes, I will be calling you to do the competition area. Okay? Thank you very much. Bien, buenos días con todos. Bienvenidos a los 2019 FIFA World Surfing Games presentados por Japan. Parte de la competencia de Liga Master. Vamos a empezar a las 7:30 de la mañana con la competencia. En unos minutos haremos el llamado a la primera serie del día. Todos los amigos y amigas que surfen todavía pueden llamar ahora. En unos minutos ya les llamaremos para que puedan empezar a hablar de competencia. Por ahora pueden escuchar directamente.
本日7時30分から第9セッションをスタートしていきます。本日7時30分からリパチャージラインド8ウィーメンディビジョンスタートしていきます。本日はウィーメンの決勝まで行っていきます。決勝のセレモニーが終わった後、メインラウンドも行っていきます。
al podio norte, ¿ok? Así que por favor, esperar para un llamado a las 8 de la mañana, es decir, en 40 minutos, para un posible comienzo a las 8:30, ¿ok? Muchas gracias.
会場にいらっしゃる重要なお知らせです。本日、コンディションがノースポジションの方がよろしいということなので、会場の方が移動になります。予定されていたのはこちらサウスポジションだったんですが、8時半からのスタートを目指してノースポジションでスタートしています。8時10ホール、ノースポジションで9時ホール、そして8時半スタートの予定で進みますのでよろしくお願いします。現在時刻の方は9時20分、8時にノースポジションでファーストコール、そして8時半スタートを目指して動いていきます。 start the heat in 4 minutes.
Welcome to a beautiful morning here in sunny Miyazaki, Japan for the 2019 ISA World Surfing Games presented by Vans. Brad Bricknell here alongside Jodie Nelson for the call. Jodie, today is an historic day. It's finals day for the women's here in Japan. We are literally 6 heats away from crowning some world champions, handing out gold medals, and yesterday was significant in terms of Olympic qualification as well.
It definitely was. We saw a few of the continental spots get taken for Oceania. You give me the insight. It was Oceania, Asia,
Europe and Africa.
Europe and Africa. So I think one of the most incredible stories is Annette Lilior, who took the slot for Europe as the IOC recognizes Israel as part of Europe.
Absolutely right. Of course, those are continental spots, and the top 4 eligible women have nailed those spots in there. And of course, it is provisional because we do have the 2020 ISA World Surfing Games going to take place in May next year. They do take priority in terms of the hierarchy. And then we, of course, are going to have the 2019 World Surf League Championship ratings at the end of this year, which will also determine. But 4 very excited ladies yesterday have booked themselves a place provisionally in Japan 2020. We are underway with the first heat of the day here. One of the 6 last heats. It's a big one between Sally Fitzgibbons on the picture right now, Courtney Conlogue, Steph Gilmore, and Annette Lilior. Top 2 here will go through to the next round. This is a rapid charge round, so we do have elimination here at stake.
Yeah, and just down to 3 Australians, 3 USA. They're keeping all of their athletes in this rapid charge round. Israel has 1, Costa Rica has 1 in the rapid charge. In the main round, we have Brazil has 2 athletes, South Africa 1, and Peru 1. So it's really getting down to the brass tacks here in this event. We're going to start seeing points get allocated for that overall country, those country medals. And like you said yesterday, we saw South Africa, Japan, Israel, New Zealand each provisionally secure a women's spot in Tokyo 2020. And you know, it can be a little bit confusing with Annette Lilior, who's out in the water here in red. So after Spain and Netherlands lost their last remaining surfers in rapid charge round 7, Israel became the last European athlete in the event. In the International Olympic Committee, they recognize Israel as part of Europe, so that assured her nation representation in Tokyo 2020.
So exciting, of course, to see this qualification process happening. It's been a tireless few years by the ISA president, Fernando Aguero, lobbying with the IOC to get the surfing into the Olympic Games. And, well, we are seeing those dreams being realized here. Taking a look now, this looks like it is the 7 times world champion, former ISA junior champion, Steph Gilmore. She's found a beautiful little right-hander. We'll catch up with Todd Klein shortly because we have changed location here this morning. We're on the northern bank, which looks like it is standing up on the sandbank so much better than at the front here today. And this is Lilior opening up her campaign here as well. So incredible stuff. Yeah, 16 minutes ago, we'll give you some scores, and then we might catch up with Todd Klein in a second. Sally Fitzgibbons 3.0, her best wave. A couple of small scores in. A 183 for Courtney Conlogue. Looks like Steph Gilmore is going to lock in something very significant. And Lilior also looking fairly solid. Todd Klein has been scouring the lineup. He's been talking to athletes. He's been talking to judges. He's been talking to coaches. And I believe Todd Klein is ready on the sidelines to give us a conditions report. Todd, we've moved up the beach. How's it looking?
Check. Oh, there we go. Good morning, guys. Yes, we are on the northern bank today. The last few days of competition, we've been running the broadcast on the south bank. That large swell we had for the last 24 hours has groomed almost a lower-esque sandbank out here. The surfers are frothing here on finals day. We've got a really good right-hander and a left, so whether you're a goofy footer or a regular footer, not sure who it's going to favor, but we've got some really good conditions out there. Surfing about that 1 meter. It's out of that east, even a little bit of southeasterly direction. The winds are variable this morning, and they're expecting it to come onshore later today. You can expect that low tide. It's a 1.8 at 9:32 a.m., and then we'll have it filling in throughout the day, and a pretty high tide this afternoon at 4:34 p.m. Once again, very balmy, very humid. Couple things to watch here on finals day as it's come down quite a bit from yesterday. Even though it's a little bit more high performance today, I think we'll see surfers making some adjustments in their equipment, maybe a little increase in the volume. Maybe we'll see some of the surfers riding the epoxy foam, maybe even a little more width and volume just to cover through those flatter sections, build a little more speed. Don't be surprised if we even see a little bit above the lip surfing from these ladies today, especially if those winds come onshore a little bit earlier. So, guys, exciting times here on finals day. In my eyes, it's the best conditions yet.
Hold on, Todd. We'll catch up with you in a second. This is the replay there of Steph Gilmore's wave at 8.50. Todd, what's the vibe like down on the ground there? Of course, we saw 4 ladies provisionally book their spots in 2020 yesterday. What's the scene like down on the water's edge?
Well, a lot of excitement, obviously, one, because it's finals day, but two, as I said, even though the surf was bigger yesterday, it is better today. It's more high performance, more predictable. It's more of a defined peak. So another thing that I didn't point out yet that could come into play is really that priority, because they're sitting in a much closer proximity as we see a nice looking left, guys. Yeah,
this is Anat Lelior from Israel, one of the incredible stories of this event so far, Jody. 5.33 and a 2.67 her 2 waves. You had the pleasure of catching up with her yesterday. It was one of those goosebump moments, wasn't it?
It definitely was, and I'm just blown away and taken back by her talent. I think she just wasn't on anybody's radar as we see this replay of her on this nice left-hander. Really clean, open faces. She's got a really good style and flow, and you can see she's even got a little bit of a flair there with a little tail slide slash at the end. And yeah, nobody knew anything about Annette. Now she's on everyone's radar, and catching up with her, even some of the people around the event, everybody thought, oh, she must have an Israeli passport, but she lives somewhere else. But no, she grew up in Israel. She learned how to surf in the Mediterranean Sea, started surfing when she was 5 years old. And they get a lot of that short period wind swell. It's not like it's not an ocean with regular beach breaks with that energy that we see in the ocean. So she's really honed her skills. And the thing that I'm really impressed with, Annette, is her mental game. She's out against 3 World Championship surfers, and it's not even phasing her.
Yeah, absolutely right. We saw at the frontier today when we had the news that the event was going to be moving sites. She was psyched and ready to go. She was like almost frustrated that she had to wait another hour to get into the water. It is around 9:05 here local time. 12 minutes remaining, and we're just catching up on some replays. Yeah, this is Anat on a left-hander, a 6.0 for this one.
Yeah, Todd alluded to the athletes talking about this wave looking very similar to lower trestles, and lower trestles being one of the most rippable A-frame peaks that we have back in the States.
Well, I think Todd is still on the sidelines up there on the North Tower. Todd, of course, we are going to crown women's champions, hand out medals today, but we're also going to kick off with a men's event later on today. You've been talking to a few of those athletes that have arrived overnight and over the last few days. How are they feeling about getting started today after 4 days of competition?
Very excited. There's been a lot of those gentlemen that have been here for a few days. A few of them just showed up last night. Jordy Smith as well as Kaloe Andino just got in last night. They're super excited, and we're not expecting to see the conditions we're seeing out here today. Once again, it's very reminiscent of lower trestles, and so the whole crew is excited for the finals day for the women, but the men excited to kick things off. Guys, have a great call. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Thank you, Todd. Great to catch up with you as always from the sidelines. We'll keep in touch with you through the course of the morning as we're watching a replay here of Steph Gilmore's 8.5. She's looking in solid form straight out the gates. Jodes.
Yes, Stephanie loves when the waves are fun, and you can tell she's super motivated and just having fun surfing. So that's when she gets in lethal form, when she gets outside of her head and just enjoys surfing. I think all the women in this event, you see it with Carissa, Caroline Marks, they are able to put that mental game aside and just go out and have fun surfing. And when the waves are this fun, it makes their job really easy.
Well, looks like someone from Israel in this heat is feeling no intimidation whatsoever. Her name is Anat Lelior. Write it down if you haven't heard her before. She's from Israel, and she's marching towards qualification for the 2020 Olympics 1 and 2, looking for a finals berth here this morning in Japan. 10 minutes remaining. She's out in front, a 6.0 and a 5.33. Gilmore in second with that one big score, the 8.5. Stephanie needs a 2.83 on her second wave if she wants to go into that lead. Fitzgibbons third. 5.51 sees her in second, and Courtney Conlog a 6.68. A few small scores for those surfer. But here goes Courtney. She was solid on those left-handers yesterday and just couldn't quite find a connection. Meanwhile, Fitzgibbons on the outside gets upside down in that turn. Big spray, but that wall not quite extending, Jody.
Yeah, this heat really getting started quickly. We've got some great scores on the board. I would say Steph Gilmore is in that pole position with the highest wave score of the entire heat so far, but we're already halfway through this heat. These 20-minute heats just fly by. We've been saying it over and over again, and yeah, they just go really quickly.
Let's talk about the format for the day, or how many heats are remaining. There are 2 heats in this repechage round number 8, so 8 women over here. The top 2 from each heat will go through to repechage round number 9. To number 10 actually, and then number 9 will be the losers from this heat, the 2, and they'll also join the losers from the main draw, the 1 heat that's remaining over there, the 4 women left. So effectively there are 12 women left in this event, and we are whittling down the field very quickly.
As we look at these replays, Courtney and then now Sally getting a nice turn there, but that wave just kind of shoulders out. But yeah, I mean, one good way to think about all of this with the repechage rounds and the main events is that repechage round 10 is essentially your semifinal. And then when you look at the main, you have main round 6, which we have Silvana Lima, Tatiana, Bianca Butendag, and Sofia Milanovic. That's essentially semifinal number 2, and they will all meet in the grand final.
That's a good call. If you're watching around the world, don't forget to check out our social media feeds at ISA Surfing, both on Instagram and Twitter, and of course on Facebook as well, the International Surfing Federation. On there. It's great to have your company wherever you are around the world. You've joined us just in time for finals day. Olympic qualification all but set in place yesterday for the continents of Africa, Asia, Oceania and Europe. We'll get to that shortly because there's a split peak situation over here. It is our surfer from Israel, Anat Lelior, who chose to go right, and now Conlog from Team USA looking to solidify a position here in this grand final later on today. She's currently in 4th place in this heat, just trying to get this heat started. It looks like Sally's found a right-hander, so a lot of opportunity out there, Jody. Consistent surf this morning. We heard Todd Klein referencing the Trestles break in California, very similar to what we've seen over there in the US in events gone by.
And it'll be interesting to see how the tides affect that north area, as we've got a 1.8 at 9:30 and it gets up to a 6.3, but not till later on in the afternoon at 4:30 p.m. So keep an eye on that. You know, a lot of the surfers have been getting heats and practice over there, surfing heats. You know, this is our first time really seeing it, but it seems like it's very highly contestable today with the you know, we've had that swell drop, and like Todd was mentioning, that sandbank has really built up over there to accommodate this nice A-frame peak.
Yeah, looking forward to see how this day unfolds. It's a significant and momentous occasion here. This is the replay of Sally Fitzgibbon's wave. Just looking at those scores, looks like this one's coming in around the 4-point range. So Steph Gilmore's wave certainly the highlight of the heat at this point.
Yeah, Steph's wave really stood up. You can see Sally's is a little bit softer, but she was able to get quite a few you know, turns in there, a few cutbacks in. You know, Team Australia has a great support system. I was over there. I was going to go say hi to Steph before her heat, but she was in the zone. She had a masseuse getting her all worked on, and then she had about 3 or 4 cameras on her, and I thought, okay.
Timing.
Timing, yeah.
Well, it's a good point you make there, because someone like Carissa Moore surfed 6 times yesterday. Sally surfed 4 times yesterday. Now it's finals day, and potentially got to surf another, 3 or 4 times, depending how the flow goes today. Here goes Steph Gilmore, fresh off a massage on the beach. Big wrapping roundhouse cutback. Rebounds with the phone onto some open face now, looking to back up an 8.5 and a 2.5. Who's currently in first place, courtesy of that combination.
I do have to say, Steph's board looks really good under her feet. It looks like it's just flying across the surface. So I did talk with Chris Gallagher and Brett Simpson, just kind of getting some insight from them about any adjustments, and I went down and sat with the U.S. team. I will say Carissa looks pretty tired, like yesterday was a big day, and the coaches said, when I asked any adjustments, they said, we're probably, a lot of the athletes are going to be switching over to epoxy boards today because it's a little softer, it's smaller. Yesterday, a lot of people were riding the PU poly foam, as we see Steph up and riding. I mean, she's got style and grace on a wave like no one else. I always make the argument she's one of the top 5 surfers in the world.
Period. I agree 100%. Style and grace, but with the power of that back foot that she's got there too, it's just incredible to watch. Let's bring you up to speed with some scores. We are waiting on a couple to be confirmed, but can tell you now that Anat Lalliot has dropped into second place, and this young lady, Stephanie Gilmore, the 7 times world champion and 2 times ISA junior champion, is currently in the lead, and she is building up ahead of steam, ladies and gentlemen, and looks like she is all fired up for finals day. 4 minutes remaining, and standing by for scores to drop through. Whew.
Yeah, it looks like Steph's really finding her flow, and you know it's actually so hot on the beach and humid that you get a little bit cooled off in the ocean. The ocean temperature is still about the same as the air, but you miss that humidity and just being in the ocean.
Well, can we talk about the repercussions of this heat with 4 minutes to go, Jody? Of course, this is an elimination round. It's repechage surfing. So right now, if the heat had to end in this very second, Fitzgibbons and Conlog would be out of the event. The defending champion would be out at this point in time. Here goes Anat Lalliot, one of the sensational stories of the ISA 2019 ISA World Surfing Games presented by Van. She's got a great backhand, and she's putting it to good use here at Kisakihama Beach. We're now broadcasting live from the north podium. The sandbank a lot more defined there this morning on this dropping swell. And Anat Lalliot is, she's continuing her dream run. She's in a combination now, though, because Stephanie Gilmore has just dropped a 9.70 for her last wave. Backed it up with an 8.5. 18.20 combination required, and this is why.
We can see Steph just finding that flow big off the top there, right through the lip, gets her tail loose there, so that's a critical maneuver. Judges looking for that degree of difficulty, and she's got that speed, power, and flow, so kind of ticking all the boxes on that one.
So much variety thrown in there, 3 different maneuvers as well, and no double bottom turns, no delays, just incredible power surfing. Now the pressure is on Lalliot, Fitzgibbons, and Conlog, but it is the story. As we see Sally Fitzgibbons now trying to fight her way back. Nice looking left-hander up and over that first section. Powerful carve on the second. Now looking for some variety as this wave tapers through the inside section. Doing great work here, keeping this board moving rail to rail. She needs to find something different on the inside. Tags it nicely, looks up to the shore for some confirmation from her teammates. She's currently in third, looking for a 5.26 to get it into second place with 2 minutes to go. This is a very exciting finish coming up.
I think it's going to be a close one on that. See what the judges give her, because it was a little bit of a smaller wave, and it didn't have that stand-up down the line face, but she made the most of it. And we'll see what the judges.
Yeah, they will be deliberating this one very closely. Of course, we are waiting for a score to drop in from Lalliot too. 5.33 is her low. All right, and of course, there was 2 waves ridden in that last exchange. So Sally Fitzgibbons went on the left. Courtney Conlog in fourth. They're looking for a 9.5 to go into second. This is Sally's one, looking for that score around 5.26.
Yeah, you can see she gets a nice maneuver out the back. Another hit there. And here's where it kind of fattens out. So she's just kind of trying to cut back to the white water to wait for this thing to stand up. None of these little cutbacks are really going to come into play, but she was able to get one more hit after that. And this was a split peak situation, and I think, you know, you see at lower trussels in any of these A-frame peak situations, I think priority we're going to be seeing it come into play a lot more today.
All right, this is what happened on the right-hander. This is Courtney Conlog.
So Courtney ripping into a couple 2 big opening turns there, and she just ends up kicking out because there's not any more on offer there, so she decides to paddle back out, take her chances on waiting for a set wave.
45 seconds remaining. Gilmore leads, Lalliot second, Fitzgibbons in third, looking for a 5.26. It's looking like Sally is going to post a significant score and potentially leapfrog Lalliot here. Gilmore has first priority, Lalliot in second priority, but the time now is working against these women.
Well, and here's one of those situations, too. I was talking with Team USA, and I'm sure Australia has the same idea, is, you know, I asked, are you guys going to work together when in the next heat we have Caroline Marks and Carissa Moore, 2 Team USA. In this heat we have two Team Australia. They said, oh, usually it just plays itself out. So this is one of those situations where it could play out with Steph having priority and Sally sitting in third.
Absolutely right. Well, time is up on the clock here from the first heat of the day. It's a significant one because we are seeing potentially a WCT surfer knocked out at this point. And we are waiting for some scores to be confirmed. Last Sally Fitzgibbons is the critical one that we are waiting for. And so we'll have to stand by. And we can tell you that Stephanie Gilmore has taken this one out. It is between Lelio and Fitzgibbons for that second place. We'll take a short break here from Miyazaki. We'll give you that result straight after this. We're going to play it out because coming up next is going to be Brisa Hennessy.
My name is Brisa Hennessy. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Monopolo, Costa Rica. I fell in love with surfing in Costa Rica. I was born there. My parents had a surf school, and so I just, grew up actually helping, the students, and it just ran in my blood. I think just, being in the ocean is just so healing. I can't really remember. I feel like it's always just been a part of my life, so I've been very lucky. I'm so blessed to be able to travel the world. I really don't have an actual home at the moment, so I'm just moving place to place. And I think I learned so much more, about myself, the people around me, and the people I get to meet. I believe that, we're on this earth for connection, and so, connecting with people around the world is something truly you can't explain. It's such a beautiful thing. I remember watching, my first Olympics and, seeing countries that I've never even heard of before. And they're all there standing together, representing one country. And I think if I can bring a medal home to a country, that has, brought me so much and, helped me fall in love with